YouTube, what's good? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another video from Fantasy Good Sports, guys. And guys, today's video is going to be on your top 10 defenses going into your playoffs. Yes, I said it, and yes, I finally did it. Top 10 defenses going into your fantasy playoffs from week 14 to week 16. Guys, and I'm going to start from 10 to 1. So let's get started. So my number 10 defense, guys, that I think you should be looking for is the Indianapolis Colts. And the reason why I'm telling you to play the Indianapolis Colts for my number 10 defense is this is their 3 games that they have to play in the playoffs. The Las Vegas Raiders, which is this week. Josh Jacobs is out. Indianapolis is good against the run. I like that. Okay, after that, they play Houston. That's a little iffy because Deshaun Watson shows that he's matchup proof, but it's still the Colts. They still a good defense. Maybe Deshaun Watson doesn't go for 40 points, 50 points. Maybe he only goes for 25 points. So, guys, yeah, that's not a great matchup that game, but still. So, let's go to the next week. Pittsburgh. Some of you might say, well, that's a tough matchup too. Well, not the way the Pittsburgh is playing lately. They probably going to have to go to the run game more, and they probably going to quit passing around to all those 5 receivers, which kind of leaves them to be susceptible to losing to lesser opponents. Maybe they should run the ball a little bit more. So that helps Indianapolis Colts. So Indianapolis Colts, guys, besides the matchups, it's just a good defense. So you play, guys. And all these defenses are kind of like, they going to change from week to week, guys. But I'm just giving you a top 10. So that's all I can do. I'm not saying it's going to be a perfect top 10, but it's just a top 10 defenses that are trending. So, guys, let's move on to my number 9 defense. And my number 9 defense is Washington football team. Now, I could think about moving them up, like in the top 5. But the top 5 I got I think, is just defense that showed me more the whole year. But Washington gets after the quarterback. They got a great pass rush. And these are the 3 games that they have to play. San Francisco. Mullins. I like that. Seattle. Russell Wilson going to Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde. Still a lot of Tyler Lockett, a lot of DK, a lot of David Moore. I kind of like that matchup too. I don't think Russell's going to be cooking anymore. I think he's going to be cooking with his team. And that's good. And that makes them a winning Super Bowl team. But not a Russell Wilson killer fantasy year. The last team is Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater. CMC probably might not even play this whole fantasy playoffs. I like that matchup too. So Washington football team, none of those offensive line are really dominant over that defensive line. So I love Washington going forward, guys. So let's get on to my number 8 defense. And my number 8 defense, guys, is the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, I said it, the San Francisco 49ers, guys. And the main reason why I'm telling you that you can play the San Francisco 49ers in your playoffs is because there are 3 games that they have to play. The first game is Washington. Antonio Gibson just went down. He was the main weapon. If Antonio Gibson ain't opening holes up and getting some gas plays, I think it hurts Terry McLaurin too. It makes the defense come down a little bit more and put more pressure on Alex Smith with his short dump offs. So maybe San Francisco can smother them and have a low-scoring game, and that's what I believe. They also have to play Dallas and Arizona. And Dallas, we know what Dallas is. They have a lot of backup players in at the offensive line position, also at the quarterback position. So they're susceptible. Arizona, Kyler Murray's got a shoulder injury. He hasn't been playing the same. So I love those 3 matchup guys. So you can play San Francisco if you need to. So let's move on to my number 7 defense. And my number 7 defense, I really like. I probably should have them in the top 5. But they got some nice matchups. So that's the reason why I didn't put them there. It's the New Orleans Saints. I have nothing bad to say about this. This defense is trending very well. Great pass rush, great corners. But this is who they got to play. Philly, this week, I love that. Jalen Hurts coming out there, yeah, that doesn't scare me. I believe that's a smash play the first week. So you got New Orleans defense, I think you're doing very well. But then after that, they got Kansas City. That doesn't go well for me. Kansas City is going to put up 28 points. That doesn't have usually, unless there's a lot of turnovers, that's not good for your defense. And then secondly is Minnesota. Hopefully Kirk Cousins is calmed down by then. But Kirk Cousins is playing good. So that you just can't sleep on Minnesota and to say, oh, that's Kirk Cousins. No, Kirk Cousins has been on fire. So this is the reason why I got them number 7, even though they're very talented. It's just because of the matchups, guys. So let's move forward. My number 6 defense that you should be looking to maybe stream or pick up for your playoffs, fantasy playoffs, week 14 through 16, is the Seattle Seahawks. Reason why I'm telling you to play the Seattle Seahawks, guys, is because Pete Carroll has changed this team philosophy up. They want to play Pete Carroll ball instead of letting Russell Wilson cook, and I believe that's the best. I believe I believe that you should run the ball, control the offensive line, and then in the fourth quarter let Russell cook. If he cook the whole game, that just opens him up to hits, pass rush. It just doesn't make the defense off balance. So that's the reason. So let's look at the 3 games that they're going to have to play, guys. The Jets. That's a nice play, right? I like that. That's why I got them number 6. Washington. I like that. No Antonio Gibson with the turf toe. I like that. And then the Los Angeles Rams. I like that. That's Jared Goff. If his coach can't get him in the perfect play, then he's not doing anything. So that's Sean McVay. If Sean McVay is not designing incredible plays for Jared Goff, he struggles sometimes. So I love the Seattle Seahawks. They might have the best 3 games for us any defense out here, guys. Those 3 teams don't have great quarterbacks, like far as like killer quarterbacks, top 3 quarterbacks. They don't have that. So I like the Seattle Seahawks. So if you got them, you're doing very well. So let's move forward. My number 5 defense, guys, that you should be streaming for or pick up if you don't have a defense or a trustworthy defense is the Chicago Bears. And the reason why I'm telling you to play the Chicago Bears, guys, because they've been good all year. Now, lately, the last couple of games, they have been giving them some points. That's how the NFL happens. But I'm still not going to pick up other defenses over them because they just got too much talent with Khalil Mack, that great secondary they got with Fuller and all those guys. So I like the Chicago Bears. So let's talk about the 3 games that they have to play. Houston, that's Deshaun Watson. He's been shown to be matchup proof, right? Okay, I get that. So maybe that's not a great matchup. But look at this. They got to play Minnesota. Kirk Cousins ain't bad. But I just believe the Chicago Bears can get after the quarterback. And that way, that puts them a good defense every week. If you can have 3 to 4 sacks a game, you are a good defense that can be picked up or streamed in fantasy football. And the last defense, which is the smash play for the championship week, is Jacksonville. That's who you get. So if you got Chicago Bears and you can make it to the championship game, you got a nice smash play. They play in Jacksonville. So let's move forward, guys. My number 4 defense, and these guys were probably number 1 2 weeks ago, is the Steelers. Yes, I said it, the Steelers. And some of you might be like, what? You put the Steelers number 4? Yes, because they got some hurt players. Joe Hayden might not play. They got a middle linebacker that went down. And Devin Bush already been out for the rest of the season 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I moved them down to 4. And they still strong. They still got Minka Fitzpatrick. They still got T.J. Watt. And they still got Cameron Hayward. They can get after the passer. But let me read you their 3 games that they got to play in the playoffs. So the 3 games that they got to play, guys, is Buffalo, Josh Allen. They can shut Josh Allen down, but I'm not depending on that because Josh Allen played very good last week. Even though they don't got John Brown, that's my kind of gauge with him. If they got John Brown, he usually plays good, but he played good without John Brown. He played good with Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs. So that might be a little fishy, but so that's why I got him at number 4. But this is still a strong defense. You don't disrespect them. The next game which is a smash play for the Steelers, is Cincinnati. That should be a great game. That should be a high scoring. You should have 10 points plus on this defense, according to how you set up your scoring in your leagues. But I love the Cincinnati matchup week 15. Now, championship week is Indianapolis. But that's Phillip Rivers. He's not getting the ball downfield. I don't know if you're going to pepper the Pittsburgh Steelers underneath the whole game. That's what they want you to do. And if you can stretch the field, then it's something different. But just throwing the ball underneath every time, I don't know. I think that fits in the Pittsburgh Steelers' hands. So that's why I got him at number 4, guys. So let me move on to my number 3 defense. And my number 3 defense, guys, is the Baltimore Ravens. And let me give you that 3-game trend. Cleveland. We seen if they get the pressure on Baker Mayfield, we know what they can do. Nobody's playing Baker this week because we don't want them going against Baltimore, right? So that makes Baltimore a good defensive play. Then they got Jacksonville. Smash play. This is the number 3 defense, guys. This is why they 3, because they look who they playing. And then the last game for the championship week 16, is the New York Giants. Now, you would say, well, New York Giants has a good team. Yeah, but they are low-scoring offense. So that doesn't scare me. So I love the Baltimore Ravens. You got a top defense, guys, if you have them. If not, if they out there, you go pick them up. I doubt it. But go pick them up if you see them. So, guys, let's get on to my number 2. And my number 2 could be a little controversial, but I like them because I like the 3 games that they got to play. Is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the first game they playing is Kirk Cousins. They playing Minnesota. Like I said, this is going to be a big game. If Kirk Cousins kill him, that don't mean I'm still going to drop him. But I doubt if he drop him. I believe that they can contain Dalvin Cook because they've been good against the run mostly all year. So that matchup doesn't scare me, make me where I got to drop him and stream another defense. But then the next week they go against Atlanta. Julio Matt Ryan, he can go off against anybody at any time. But it's still not going to scare me when this defense has been giving me consistent points all year mostly. And then the last week, which is another kind of good defense, but like I said, I like the way they rush the passer. They play in Detroit, Matthew Stafford. He's been training, right? But I don't like the offensive line in Detroit. Detroit need to rebuild their offensive line. More of a running style. I think that's what the new coach is going to do, and then let Matthew Stafford cook kind of when it's time. But yeah, Detroit, I believe they can get out to Matthew Stafford and sack him. So this is why I still got Tampa Bay as my number 2 defense, guys. So guys, finally, let's get to the number 1 defense. And my number 1 defense, guys, is the Los Angeles Rams. And the reason is that, guys, they got the 2 best defenders at positions in the league. One is Aaron Donald at D tackle, and the other one is Jalen Ramsey at corner. And those guys are smash plays. So let me give you the 3 games that they got to play. New England, which is tonight. I believe this is a low-scoring game. You want to trust Cam? You want to trust Cam against these guys with Jalen Ramsey on the outside, shut down any receiver that's on the New England? Yes, I do. I want to trust that. Then they got to play the New York Jets, guys. That's a smash play again, right? The Rams, Aaron Donald. Who gonna block on New York Jets offensive line? Who gonna block Aaron Donald? Nobody. So that's another play. And then the last week 16, you might want to think about that. It's a division game, but it's Seattle. It's Russell Wilson. Do you think Russell Wilson's going to kill him? No. Jalen Ramsey done really good against DK. Now, can DK kill him this time? I don't know. They both are big physical guys. I don't think DK likes big physical guys. He more want a guy that's a little smaller, technical. He don't want a guy that's going to fight with him and ain't scared of him. So, but I still would have the Rams just because of week 14 and 15. And remember, you need to get to that. You need to get to your championship game. So you just can't be like, well, I'm just going to pick the defense for week 16. But then you don't even win the week 14. But if you got these defenses for as week 14 and 15, they are smash plays. And it's not bad for week 16 either, guys. So, guys, thank you for tuning into this video. I'm glad that you like the Fantasy Good sports content, guys. I appreciate you a lot. Give me a thumbs up on this video. And if you're new to this channel, guys, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to keep giving you cutting edge information like this, guys. Thank you. Have a blessed day.